What a way to end this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. You're a lively one. I could feel your balls. That is word for word and the quote of what Nutcracker said at the end of this chapter. Like, take a moment to process that. You're a lively one. I could feel your balls. The obsession of balls when it comes to Nutcracker is just... I have no words. I have no words. Just that final panel, that face of like, I can feel your balls. Just like, okay. So, Nutcracker was looking at the monitors that was looking at the cameras, and was constantly repeating 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, and I'm looking at it like, 2 million what? Now, I want to assume two things from this. Either that 2 million that Nutcracker was mentioning was either 2 million yen or money, whatever the currency is in Tokyo Ghoul, or it's going to be balls. 2 million balls. What if that was what, Nutcracker wanted? 2 million balls! I mean, 2 million, two balls on a person, 2 million, it correlates with each other. Okay, so I think I should, move past this topic. Let's move past the Nutcracker topic, and let's talk about, the other things that went down in this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. That's ending with Uta and Hirako when they were talking. You see Hirako stab Uta in the side. Like, you see Uta get stabbed, and now we don't necessarily see the entry point of if Uta got stabbed, but you can assume he did the way the panel was drawn, but his back was turned, and we didn't see the sword actually go into him, so Uta could have grabbed the sword or whatever, like the before he got stabbed. So, we don't know, but it looked like Uta got stabbed by Hirako at the end of the chapter, so, yeah. I'm just letting you know if you did not notice that. Yeah, like, that's pretty interesting. Hirako is proving that he has a lot of skills, he's worthy of his rank, and that he is holding off against Uta. Yeah, holding off against Uta. Now, the chapter is mostly fighting, and if you wanted the pineapple versus centipede, you're going to probably be very disappointed with this chapter, because this was like Ashita giving us a massive middle finger or a cop tease, and saying like, nope, we're not getting to that Sasaki and Sato fight, we're not doing that shit, fuck that, let's just, go back to these other things going on, which I'm happy with. I'm happy to see the continuation of the clowns fight. I'm glad this is going on because I want to see more of Uta's dialogue and what he wants to say about this entire situation, because Uta is the main antagonist of the series. He's like one of the main antagonists, so we have to wonder what is his real goal with being here. Does he just want to start shit, have fun? I mean, what is the real goal? And there's a lot of information we still need to know, like how they probably manipulate and get information from CCG. Even though I made a theory about the masking of how he's a man of 1,000 faces, like No Face, there's still a lot of information we need to know when it comes to clowns. So I was glad that this chapter mainly focused on these other fights going on. Even though it's depressing that we didn't get to see, the centipede versus pineapple, I'm glad we got to see this. I mean, we got to see Ure demonstrating that he is pretty damn strong, which I'll get into that in a moment, and also getting to see Suzuya just wrecking people. Like, oh my god, people getting wrecked. And then a ghoul gets fucking destroyed. Like, a ghoul gets manhandled in this chapter by Takeomi? I think that's his name. Takeomi strangles a clown. So, if you don't know, Takeomi is the son of Shinohara's friend. Like, you remember Shinohara's friend when they put on the Arata armor and they had the full body cockroach type armor when they were fighting? Well, the friend of Shinohara, I forget his exact name. I think it was Iwai or whatever, but it started with an I. But anyways, Shinohara's friend, he had a son, and his son is Takeomi that's in Tokyo Ghoul. And that's what he meant by father-like son in this chapter, because he has this incredible strength. And he strangled and manhandled a ghoul with physical strength. And once again, we had that emphasis on how incredible this is, because a ghoul should be 4 to 7 times stronger than a human being. Naturally should be 4 to 7 times stronger than a human being in physical strength and physical levels. So to see how Takeomi is able to strangle this ghoul, especially a clown at that, in a head, like a big buff clown, like, this big oversized clown, you have to say, like, this dude must be fucking incredibly strong to be able to do something like that, because the dude is massive and he got strangled out. So yeah, it just goes to show you Takeyomi is not a person you should fuck around with. Like, he's definitely going to be a very key asset into the future of this series, because, I mean, we need the next generation of doves. Of course that needs to happen, and so clearly Takeyomi is going to be holding up the mantle for Shinohara's friend, or his father, and start doing a lot of work when it comes to these investigations. I'm looking forward to finding out more information about Takeyomi and what type of training he really had to get that strong, because to be able to manhandle a ghoul like that, it's just an incredible feat. I mean, even there was more emphasis besides, you know, how a ghoul was 4 to 7 times stronger than a human. There was emphasis on how this is like 0.01% chance, like, to be this strong. Like, that's the chance to be this strong, to be able to strangle a ghoul like this with physical strength. 0.01% chance, from what I read in the chapter. So that, holy shit. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, not a normal person could just do something like this. Of course, Arima probably could do something like that. It's very obvious. He's like God. He's fucking God. Papa God Arima is, you know, he could definitely wreck people with physical strength. I'm willing to bet he could. So, yeah. Now, besides that, with the reveal of Takeyomi being able to do something like that, you have where the, like, mind games with Uta carries on in this chapter. Uta is constantly using these mind games to try to twist Hirako in the fights. Like, you saw, like, oh, you can let down the mask now, you can talk with me and stuff like that. And with Uta doing something like that in this chapter, what that goes to show us as a reader is that Uta's trying to play these mind games. He's trying to get inside of Hirako's head and fuck with him to where he messes up or where he gets his own self killed. Because you see it's how Uta was just trying to make him have some form of conversation for he can manipulate the conversation and do stuff like that. Because we do know Clown is like that. They love manipulating things. They get information somehow, and so I'm assuming that's what Uta is actually doing. He's just trying to play some mind games and do some psychological warfare with this squad right now. And also Roma. Roma, I hate that girl. I hate her so much, but I have to give props that she is incredibly powerful. Like, my god, dude, she is sadistic. Like, did you see what she did to those poor doves in this chapter? My god, man. They got fucking wrecked through the concrete. You just see these, you know, the Kagane come out and just stab these doves. I'm like, bro, oh my god. Roma, someone needs to put you down. Kaneki, go kill her. Go kill her, Kaneki. Go kill her. But we're probably going to have to deal with Roma for quite a long time. I'm willing to bet we're going to have to deal with her for a very long time, but yeah, still, really cool. I mean, I like, you know, her fighting style. I do have to admit, even though I hate Roma quite a bit, I like her character design and the way she fights. I do admit that. And I do like her personality when it comes to the sadistic side of her. Now, the final points I want to talk about is the Ure points. The Ure section in this chapter, along with Suzuya and stuff like that. So, Ure, he is incredible, like, with his strength. Like, I mean, we know he is strong. He got his upgrade with his, you know, his barriers to the walls got put down. I forget the exact name of it. But he now can use more of his ghoul powers. And so, with the chapter, we see how Ure is demonstrating the strength, and he's just destroying these ghouls. These fodder ghouls, so I guess you can say they're fodder, but he was destroying them, ripping off heads. I mean, he's just cutting people up like they were nothing, and the face he made was kind of like a rape face. And Tokyo Ghoul is not new when it comes to rape faces, so I mean, Ure, of course, I was eventually expecting some form of rape face, and that's what he had in this chapter. It just, I'm glad Ure's not all fucking talk, like, promotion, promotion, promotion! Credit, 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 credit. I mean, seriously, like, he's like a fucking broken record.
Credit, 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 credit.
That's... I'm not gonna carry on and just rant on Uta. I mean, wow, I said Uta. I'm not gonna carry on and rant on Ure because he's not worth it. He's not worth it as a character. Still, he's strong. He goes to show that and prove that in this chapter. And Mutsuki is also trying to become a lot stronger and stand up and overcome his weaknesses in this. So I'm liking that too. We get a little bit of, you know, slight etching forth to character development for Mutsuki to become a stronger character in this series. And that's about it. That's about it when it comes to this chapter. There's little other slight details going on, but that's about it when it comes to this chapter, the main beef of the chapter. So tell me your thoughts. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.